Hello friends, welcome to ICRA Technology. Today we are going to learn what are lists in Python. So lists are basically collection of items or values with either same or different data types. List is mutable, which means you can change the value of the list after creation. One thing to note is you can create list using square brackets only. Okay, so here we have created an empty list. Here we have created list of 5 integers. Here we have created list of boolean values, and here we have created list of multiple types of values. So let's see how to create and access the value of list. But before that, let us understand the representation of list. Okay, so list is accessed by using its index always. Okay, so how indexing works is whatever the length of list is, suppose the length of list is 6. Here in our case the length of this list is 6, so indexing will always work from 0 to 5, which means if length of list is n, indexing will work from 0 to n minus 1. Now let's see how to access a value at second index, right? I want to access this value from the list. So let's create a list. Here I have created a list. Now I want to access the value at index 2. Okay. So I'll just run the program, and here I have accessed the value at index 2, which is 10. This is how you access the value in list. Now there are certain operations you have to perform on the list. Okay, so we will see how to do that one by one. You can modify a list in various ways. First we will learn negative indexing. How negative indexing works: suppose there is a scenario where you do not know the length of the list. Okay, you just want to access the last element of the list. You can simply use index minus 1 to access the last element. See, we have got the last element. Now you want to access the second last element, so you can use index minus 2. It has given me second last element of the list. So this is how negative indexing works. Now let's see the way we slice strings. Similarly we slice list also. So there is a scenario where you only want certain part of list. Suppose I want list to start from index 0 till end, index 2 till end. Okay, so I'll write starting index as 2, then colon, then ending index as you can either write 5, or you can either write 6, or you can not write anything also. If you will not write anything after colon, it will automatically take the last index. So I'll run it and show you. Yeah, see, this way. Now I want to print the first 4 element. So I'll not write anything before the semicolon, because I want it to start from 0, and if I'll not write anything, it will by default take the 0th index as starting. Then I want to print it till index 3. So if I want to print till 3, then I have to write 4, as I have explained this before also. So I'll show you. See, it has printed the first 4 element of the list. This is how slicing works. Now let's see what's next. Changing element. Now suppose I want to change the element at second index with fruit orange. Okay, so I'll write list 1 of which element I want to change from list 1 at element at index 2, which is 10. I want to change it with fruit orange. And now I'll print the list 1 to show you. Let me clear it once. Yeah, see, here we have got orange at the index 2 instead of the 10. This is how you can change the value at certain index or modify the value. Now appending elements. What appending means is, appending simply means is adding a value at the end of the list. Okay, so suppose I want to add banana at the end of the list. I'll simply write list 1 dot append, and what I want to append will be written inside the parameter banana, and I'll show you. See, banana is added at the end of the list now. Now inserting an element. First we will understand what is difference between inserting and appending. Appending simply means adding an element at the end of the list, while inserting means inserting the element at certain index. So insert function takes 2 parameters. I'll show you. First, not index, insert. Yeah, insert function takes two parameter. First is index where you want to insert, and second the value you want to insert. So I want to insert at index 1, means in place of 4 I want to insert, suppose I want to insert apple there. I'll print it and show you again. See, I have inserted apple at index 1. Now let's see how to remove elements from the list. There are three ways of removing elements from a list. First is to using remove function. Remove function is very simple. You have to just give the element you want to remove from the list. So I want to remove element, you can say I want to remove element 5 from the list. So I'll specify 5 and I'll show you. See, the 5 is no more there in the list. Now we next have is pop function. What pop function does is, if you will not specify anything inside the pop function, it will by default remove the last element of the list. Okay, so for here I am not specifying anything, so the last element of our list currently is banana, so it will remove banana from the list. See, banana is removed. Now suppose I want to remove the value at index 0. You can also specify the index in pop list, pop function. So I will specify 0 and it will remove element 2 from the list as I have specified index. See, 2 is no more there in the list. So that's how pop function work. Now del deletes a value, like I want to delete the value from list 1 which is at index, which is at suppose index 2, which currently which is 4, no, currently which is orange. So I want to delete what at index 1, so which is 4. So I will show you. See, 4 is no more there in list. This is how del works. Now let's see what's next. Extending a list. What is mean by extending a list? Let me quickly just comment this code. Extending a list means joining a list to another list. So I am creating another list with values like 20, 30, 40. Now I want to join list 2 to list 1 only. Okay, I want this to be one list and the values should be stored in list 1. How can I do this? I can simply use extend function. List 1, why list 1? Because I want to store the merged value in list 1. So first we will write list 1 dot extend. Okay, and what I want to add to list 1? List 2. So I'll write list 2 here. Now list 2 is added to list 1. We will see it. See, these are the elements of list 1 and these are the elements of list 2. They both are inside one list which is list 1. Okay, so this is how you can merge two lists. Now let's see how to sort a list. Okay, so if the values are numerical, the values will be sorted either in ascending order or in descending order. So let's sort a list and see. Suppose I want to sort the list 1 dot sort. I want to sort it in ascending order. So by default sort function sorts the list in ascending order, so you do not have to specify anything inside the brackets. I'll run and show you. See, the list 1, which is this list, is sorted in ascending order. Now I want to sort this list in descending order. I can simply write a parameter as reverse is equals to true. Reverse is equals to true means you have to sort the list in descending order. I'll print and show you. See, now the list is sorted in descending order. What if there are string values in list? Okay, suppose we have a list as list 3 is equals to banana apple, mango, orange and grapes. Just wrap it in string. So we have a list. What if we have a list like this and I want to sort this list? If the list have string values, the sorted values will also be none other than in alphabetical order. So if I'll write list 3 dot sort, it will sort the list in alphabetical order from A to Z. Okay, so I'll also print list 3 to show you what I mean by this. See, the list is sorted in alphabetical order. First A, then B, then G, then M, then O. And similarly, we can write reverse parameter in this also to get in reversed manner, or you can say from Z to A. See, now first O, then M, then G, then B, then A. That's how sorting works in list. Now reversing a list. There are two ways of reversing a list. I'll show you both of them. So suppose I want to reverse the list 1. Okay. Let me clear this. Yeah. I want to reverse the list 1. I can do it either using list 1 dot reverse. This is a function which is used to reverse a list. See, here I have reversed the list. First we have 3, then 15, then 5, then 10, then 4, then 2. Or you can reverse a list using indexing also. So how to reverse a list using indexing? I'll show you. If I want to so this is the way you can reverse the list using indexing by specifying colon, colon and -1. This is another way of reversing a list in Python. This both means using this function, and this both means same. This one just simply changes the list one's variable value, and this one does not. See, here the list one's value is this. Now the reversed value is again this. So if I'll not reverse it here, it will give me before reversal and after reversal. See, before reversal list 1 looks like this, and after reversing it list 1 looks like this. Now we will see how to get the length of a list. The way we used to get the length of a string is the same way we get the length of a list, basically using len function. So suppose I want to check how many elements are there in list 1. I will simply use len function, len of list 1. It will give me how many elements are there in list. So there are 6 elements in list, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now let's see how to copy one list to another. So suppose I want list there is no list 3, suppose. So I want list 3 to have the values of list 1. List 3 to have the value of list 1. I can simply write list 1 dot copy. Okay, so it copies the value from list 3 into list 1. I will run the program, and here let me print list 3 for better understanding. So here I am printing list 3. This is length of list 3 and this is list 3. So now list 3 has a copy of list 1. See, it is exactly same as the list 1 we have specified here. So this is how you copy a value. Then multi-dimensional list. Okay, multi-dimensional list basically means list inside a list. Okay, so suppose, let me comment this also. Suppose we have a list called list 3. Okay, list 3 is equals to, this is a list, right? This square braces means nothing but an empty list. Now I want to create a list inside the list, which is practically possible. I'll write 1 2 3, then I am creating another list as 4, 5, 6, then I'm creating another list as 6, 7, 8. Okay, so here this is called as multi-dimensional list because we are creating a list inside the list, right? This is a multi-dimensional list. This is how it is represented also. See, this is how a multi-dimensional list works. Now, how to access an element of multi-dimensional list? Let's see this multi-dimensional list of employees. And I'll show you how to access the list. So I want, just a second, we have some John, Jane and Joe. Okay, so suppose I want to access the salary of Joe. So what is the index where the Joe's data is stored? This is index 0, this is 1 and this is 2. Okay, that's how indexing works in list, right? So I will go on index 2, and at index 2 where the Joe's salary is stored, at index 2 again. So if I want to access the Joe's salary, I simply have to write employees, not here but here, employees 2, 2. So we will get the Joe's salary here, which is 4,000, right? Here we got Joe's salary. So that's how multi-dimensional list can be accessed by using indexing. Now what if we want to change Joe's salary to 6,000? Simple, you just have to write employees of 2 because that's where the Joe's data is stored. I want to change its salary, so his salary should be incremented to 6,000, right? Now I will print employees Joe's salary and you will get nothing but 6,000. So that's how you can modify. So let's quickly revise what we learned today. List is the collections of elements or values which you can store. It can be either same or different. Lists are created using square brackets. Representation of list works on indexing. Index will always be length minus 1. So if the length of the list is 6, index will be till 0 to 5. Now this is, you can say, a list of students data. Then negative indexing, suppose you want to access the element at last, you can use -1. Suppose you want to access second last, you can use -2. Suppose you want to access the third last element, you can use -3. Then slicing, you can get a particular part of list by using slicing, by providing the starting index and ending index. If you will not provide starting index, it will automatically take 0 by default, and it will not, if you will not provide an ending index, it will by default take last index as the ending index. So changing an element, you can simply specify which element of which index you want to change and the value to it, and it will update it. Then appending means adding an element at the end of the list. Inserting means putting the element at certain index. Insert takes two parameters, first is index and second is value which you want to insert. Then removing can be done by 3 ways. First, using remove function removes the specified value. Then pop function works in 2 ways. If you do not provide anything in the parenthesis, it will just remove the last element and return it, and if you provide the index, then it will remove the element at particular index. Del function removes the element at particular index. Extending a list, if you want to join two different lists, you can use extend function to join them. Then sorting, if numerical list is there, then you can either sort in ascending order or descending order. If alphabetical list is there, then you can sort from A to Z or Z to A based on the parameter. If you do not give any parameter, it will take by default ascending order and A to Z, but if you give it the reverse is equals to true parameter, it will print in descending order or from Z to A. Now reversing a list, you can reverse the list using the reverse function. Okay, then we have list length. You can use len function to get the length of list. Then copying a list, there is a way to copy a list. You can simply use dot copy function. It creates the copy of your list into another list. Then multidimensional list means lists inside the list. Okay, so multidimensional list can be accessed using two indexes this way if I want to access the salary, and you can similarly modify the value of multidimensional list also. Don't worry, we will learn them in detail. So yeah, that's all about today's video. Thank you.